Jay, I think a lot of people are going to be interested in, to hear your reaction to what happened tonight, and B, to see how you handle what's going forward. I mean, your next 4 games are against the number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 teams in the National Hockey League overall. Can you deal with all of that, please?
Sure. I'll go to your first question about tonight. Obviously, not happy with the result. Wasn't happy with the way the game, or we began the game as a group. I thought we made some errors that can be cleaned up. You find yourself down 4-1 at the end of the first period. You go into the dressing room and you talk as a group about the things that you want cleaned up. I thought we got a little better as the game went on, but just some mental errors that ended up in the back of our net. Give credit to the other team. They're a good hockey team as well. And certainly our team can be better. We can play better. Now, to the second part of your question about this upcoming road trip, we're going to handle it the way we've handled our business here over the last little while, which is we're going to take one day at a time. We are going to worry about the next opponent, but before we even can get to that, we're going to worry about resting and recuperating after playing 5 games in 7 nights. We're going to travel down to Florida, and we're going to get a good team practice in, something that we haven't had a lot of, and we're going to come up with a game plan versus the 2-time Stanley Cup champions.
You already made mention of the 5 and 7 and back-to-back in different cities. To what extent was tonight maybe fatigue-related, and to what extent was some stuff that just shouldn't be happening?
Well, I don't think we're in the business of making excuses. The schedule is what the schedule is, and no one in that room, I don't think, would go there. For me, what I believe is that when you find yourself in situations like this, that's why you have a structure in place, is to kind of protect the individuals during tough circumstances. And, you know, certainly in between periods we talked about sticking together and grinding through those tough circumstances, and nobody was pointing fingers. There were no independent contractors out there. We ground through it as a team. We're going to use it as a growth opportunity going forward.
Just on Mike Smith, he's been so good for you lately. I guess a game like this today, he didn't get much help in front of him in the first little while, and some of those shots where guys were picking corners. I guess just what are your thoughts on Mike? And
you can't pin that on Mike or Mikko in any way. To me, I don't think the team played to our capability tonight. I thought we saw some things that we haven't seen over the last week or so. The amount of odd-numbered rushes in the first period alone was probably more than we've given up in the last 5 games. So this is not on any one person. We're going to stick together as a team on this, and we own it as a group.
To what extent does winning 5 in a row before this kind of help you cope with what happened? Not that you're ever like, yeah, it's cool, we lost 7-3, but are you you have some equity built up in what you've accomplished so far, so you can...
Well, you know, just going back to our initial question here tonight, I don't think so. I think we're about the get better. We're about the getting better every day. And, you know, so we're not relying on what we did a week ago. We're not relying on what we did yesterday. We took our lumps today against a good hockey team. And we're going to learn from it. And like I said, we're focused on having a good travel day tomorrow, and then in bringing a good attitude into our practice day. And it'll be nice to have a practice day on Tuesday. So, like I said, our focus and attention is just on preparing for the Stanley Cup champions here.
Before tonight, Jay, obviously 5 really good games. You know, you said you weren't happy with tonight's results. Is this road trip, especially the beginning of it, going to tell you what you want to know and what you think about your team?
I understand the narrative. I get it. I understand the narrative. But like I said, I'm going to keep going back to this. We've asked our players to keep our pitcher small. to not worry about noise from the outside, to just worry about controlling their effort, their energy level, their details in practice, and being the best they can on a daily basis. And that is where our attention is. And like I said, it starts with a travel day, it moves on to a practice day, and eventually we're going to, be ready to play the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Jay, one of the highlights, I guess, of tonight was Tyler Benson scoring his first goal. Of course, a player wants to score his first in a meaningful game, within reach, a big goal, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. But just reflecting on your time with him down in Bakersfield and now in Edmonton, how rewarding is it to see him score his first?
Yeah, I mean, a tough game for the team tonight, certainly. I don't think anybody's walking out of the building tonight feeling great about our team performance. But on an individual basis, for Tyler to score his first NHL goal, obviously he's going to feel good about that and try and build on it as he moves forward.